Not Raazu. That'd be weird.
Yeah, right?
The
I was
Lich,
about to say.
son of Verena, gazes down at the two of you. And she says, and now she's speaking with a very human-sounding voice, but accented in a form of common, but that sounds very old to your ears, like someone pretending to be Shakespearean. She tells you that you have perhaps earned a mote of her attention, but none of her patience, that she will receive you in her throne room when her work is done.
Raazu grimaces, makes a little face, and then nods, steps out of her way.
As she works over towards this well.
See, we're on her timetable. Raazu turns to Adrex and says, I suppose we're on her timetable now.
And a couple of days pass like this. You guys can feel free to take downtime actions if you want while this is going on, unless you try to physically stop her from her work.
How many? Do you mean 2 and isn't a couple, or?
We'll say that this task probably takes a good 2 days, easily.
Okay.
Okay.
As she goes
I'm going
room to room to the each keep, room to room, reforming it in its original shape and intention, and repopulating it with whoever lived there, and guards begin patrolling the halls again. She doesn't allow night to fall over the keep. At night, she illuminates the outside with false sunlight. You hear the sounds of water lashing up on what was once the island that the keep sits on. Although if you look out, there's no actual water. It's just the illusion of it, just the sound of it crashing against the side of the rock. And she painstakingly goes from room to room doing this over the course of 2 days.
Burger, during the downtime,
Yeah.
I want to try and spellcraft.
Okay, what are you spellcrafting?
Aura Vitality.
Oh, you're going to be a cheese ball. Is that it?
Can you spawn me in a tablet, please? Yes, I am going to be a cheese ball.
Can I spawn you
Spawn
a
me
what?
some cheese.
Tablet.
What do you want a tablet for?
So I can give you the image.
Getting real sick of your shit here, buddy. Yeah, I'll do that. 1 tabo coming up. Providing it doesn't crash tabletop. No, it looks like it's fine.
Chug there for a second.
Aura of Vitalati, huh?
Yep. Thank you, Treble.
Hey, Birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing this magic stuff is starting to seem like a real liability. How do I sign up for your correspondence course?
Well, it takes 5. It's just 5 easy payments of $39.95 gold,
Okay.
and then it's a 6 weeks. It's a 6-week course,
All right, that's fair.
and then
you
apologize.
Take a picture with Birdie.
and then you apologize for destroying my shovel.
Oh, you know I'm sorry for destroying your shovel.
But were you sorry for destroying his shovel before you needed him to teach you magic?
Raazu, is this your final answer on Rune?
Yeah, I have to roll a Arcana check though.
You can roll the Arcana check if the rune is correct. Are you assuming the rune is correct?
I'm pretty sure the rune's correct.
What percentage are you? Like, are you 80% sure?
Probably, I'd say about 80%. That's what we came up with when we were talking about it.
This is the rune for Aura of Vitality. You may make your check.
Okay.
I like game show host Brick.
That's not gonna do it.
Okay. How is...
It's
God, I almost said Keelian. How is Adrex spending the downtime?
Adrex would like to spend the downtime shadowing the Lich as much as possible until...
And
she,
she
like,
doesn't
pushes him
allow
away and
this. When she
I was
goes
gonna
into
say.
a room, if it looks like anybody's going to follow her, she shoves the door closed and seals it until her work is done there. However, like, you spend a lot of time just outside of the rooms that she goes into,
Yeah.
waiting for her, and you notice Very notably, she doesn't go down into the basement level of the keep at any point during this 2 days.
That makes sense because the basement of the keep is all artificial, right? Like it's been
It's
dug
new.
out and stuff. Yeah.
Not all of it, because some of these towers have basement levels.
Oh.
Some of it was original, and some of it, they had to dig some of it out to reach the tree roots. And a great deal of it had been modified. Like, there probably wasn't a glass blower's shop there originally. And lots of, like, weird time-space twisting had happened. How is Red spending the downtime for 2 days?
Just making some new poisons. Just rolled some poison progress.
Okay, what is Windy doing?
If Birdie's willing, Wendy's gonna get started on learning from the master here.
To train up Arcana?
Yeah.
Okay.
So second, so
fine.
on the second day, can I paw through Daedrodia's stuff to see if there's anything salvageable that I could use to maybe fulfill the requirements for reducing the DC on this?
No, because the DC is what it is. But go ahead and make an investigation check.
So I would like to still try to pick up the spell.
Okay, well, there will be more downtime.
21.
21. I need a... You find a very old book, much older. It's not really even a book. It looks like a ledger that is made of ancient parchment that Daedrodia has rebound for safekeeping. And there's nothing in it about magic, so you're almost like, this isn't going to help me, and about to cast it aside. But one of the pages catches your eye because it looks like a military formation, which Raazu recognizes because that was her thing.
Yeah.
And out of interest, you flip through a couple pages and you realize that what this tome is an account of the war against the Lord of Blades in the days before the Cataclysm.
Oh,
and it's been
interesting.
very carefully preserved by Daedrodia's magic
Okay.
and rebound into this tome.
Do I think it's in danger of falling apart now that Daedrodia is dead?
No.
Okay.
No, probably not.
Then you said, now for spellcrafting purposes, you said that once I have the rune, I can continue to make checks at advantage, right?
I believe that's the rule, but let me...
I can confirm that is the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule.
That's right, because Nodal spent a long time trying to pick up shield.
It was worth it, buddy.
It was. No, you got some mileage out of it. Unfortunately, that's only an 18.
Okay. This is why it helps be trained in Arcana.
Yeah.
What is... Who haven't I gotten to yet? Adrex. No, we did Adrex. Who did I miss that I didn't get a downtime action from?
I think you got everybody.
Okay.
I've been Shang-tied.
You've been Shanghaied?
Yeah.
Okay, so Wendy, you can begin learning the Arcana skill. Birdie, this entire keep, at the end of this 2 days, there's not a room you can walk into that's not filled with magic and illusion. And the illusions are very convincing. They know your names, they can converse with you, they greet you as you go by. The patrolmen, the knights, and not the knights, the men-at-arms, walking the walls and walking the halls and courtyard, they salute Adrex and Raazu as they go by. The children like to scamper and play around Birdie. And the whole keep comes to life. This very bizarre, see-through version of life. And on the dawn of the third day, as you guys are starting to lose track of the days because she's no longer allowing the sun to set here, you are summoned by one of her seneschals up to her throne room.
Okay.
Raazu, what do you do with this tome that you found?
Russell will stow it in her pack for now.
Okay. I'm on the wrong floor again, aren't I? I am.
Yeah, you are.
I'm trying to do this on 2 computers at one time. When you enter the room, she tells her other, her seneschals, her men-at-arms, the other noble lords and ladies here, to give her time to have words with her guests in private, and the illusions leave the room. Are all of you here, and Thada?
Could we keep Thada away?
I don't see
She's
why we should.
following very close by Raazu, wherever Raazu is going. And she spends her downtime tending Raazu's equipment, scouring her mail and sharpening her blades and doing all the tasks that are required of her as a squire. Lady Sana Verena, you're okay with that? Well, I thought that's what you wanted her to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's absolutely fine.
You have permission to do the thing that I told you to do.
Very generous.
Coming into the throne room, she addresses her attention first to Raazu. And her first words, she says that your protestations have not fallen on deaf ears. I know what is real and what is not. And there's sorrow in her voice that wasn't there the last few times you spoke with her.
Raazu nods. She is not without sympathy, though. Because a part of her still kind of like even after all this, she it would have just been so much simpler if she hadn't got captured by humans and made to break big rocks into small rocks for years and basically be abandoned by all of her people.
She says that she has decided to leave. But as she said, you have earned a mote of her attention.
Where will you be going?
She says, somewhere where nothing of this world can follow.
Before you go, we would make a request of you.
She holds up her hand and says she will not hear your requests. She cares nothing for your plight or the upcoming cataclysm or of this world in general. She has not the energy for it. She says when she leaves, the might and majesty of Vornacht Keep will fall to ruin. You may put it to whatever use and design you have. She cares not.
Raazu kind of looks to Wendy like, this is where Wendy would usually pipe up and object.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wendy will ask her.
Oh,
so, oh no, don't worry about it. If you want to say, go for it.
Yeah, Adrex will say, I don't know, man. I find that hard to believe.
And she says that your beliefs are inconsequential.
No, that's not what I mean. I find it hard to believe that you gave yourself up. You put so much effort into seeking so much magical knowledge. You sacrificed essentially your humanity to try and stop the first cataclysm. And now you're faced with the second cataclysm, and now you're just not going to try again? The math doesn't add up on that one.
She tells you that the previous cataclysm was hers, and this one is yours.
The same actors are on the stage, though.
And she fans out her hands, so the length of her robes touch the floor. You see the full of her body. And she tells you, when the cataclysm swept across, she was the only speck of her civilization, of her people, everybody that she knew and loved or hated, all of the elves of the woods and the dwarves of the mountains. This is the only form of life that crossed that barrier. She says, this is the best that you can hope for. And perhaps in my studies and stores, you can put the knowledge to use, if this is what you want. And after 1,000 years, perhaps you will stand here and know that my decision is the only one a person of my stature can make.
You do know that the humans are still alive, right? They live down south.
And she shakes her head, says, they are not my people.
Besides, I don't think that someone like her could integrate into such a society.
Someone like her could go take over society.
Birdie shrugs. He says, I figured that you would want to at least, if you couldn't stop it, but I figured you might want to get even for what happened.
She tells you that after 1,000 years, the sweetness of revenge has soured in her mouth.
But during that time, there was never a moment when you thought to yourself, what could I have done differently? Because if not, then we have something that you didn't have back then during the first cataclysm. We have you.
She tells you that she will give you a gift before she leaves. And she walks over to the side of the room where there's a large freestanding harp, and she begins to play it. And she begins to sing. And she sings a great many songs about heroes of her time, of the day before the cataclysm, herself included. She was a type of magician that was able to weave powerful music into magic energy. That the magic she wielded didn't come from studying, it didn't come from like a dragon's heart, it just came from the music that she played. And many heroes she sings, dozens of them, of dwarven clans, of the elves, of great ships sailing at sea, all of them doing something different, trying something out to not only win the war against the Lord of Blades, and how the cataclysm swept over them all the same. And these stories ring very true to your ears. And when she comes to the end of her songs, you realize that the music lingers in the air, but she's no longer standing there. Just dust around the harp. And at that point, the chill begins to sweep back in through the keep. And the darkness resumes.
Is this an external view right here?
It wasn't the first time you guys came in here, but it is now, because she is...
Raazu goes down to up to these arrow loops and looks outside at the courtyard.
And you no longer see grass or children playing or boys sparring in the yard. It just looks like the desolate, burned-out courtyard of Vornacht Keep.
Raazu walks back across to the others, kind of bewildered, and says, "So that's it? She just..." Raazu stops next to the harp.
Okay.
The harp is the only thing that remains, right?
The harp and her staff laying across the throne.
Birdie, is that her magic thing that she was talking about?
Mm.
She said she could do the music magic, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that works? Is that in that book?
Birdie, you're acquainted with the staff because Daedra Daya was wielding it. And you remember thinking when she had it, this might be the single most magical artifact you've ever seen in your life.
Right.
Adrex nonchalantly plucks one of the harp strings.
And it rings true. It snaps and takes his eye out.
No, it causes harpies to appear.
Birdie, this staff is way too large for you to wield. This staff was made for a tall human.
Right.
Which means it was even a little unwieldy for Daedra.
Well, I suppose
Well, we've
I
got.
could hit someone with it.
if that's that, then I guess we take.
Legend lore
Sure.
the staff.
Yeah, do you want to do the staff or the harp first, really?
Well, we can't take the harp with us, can we?
You have a sledge and some elk. So, I mean, you probably could if you really wanted to.
I say we start with the. It's going to take more than a day to get anywhere, right? I say we start with the harp because we want to know whether or not we want to take the harp with us, because we can do the staff tomorrow either way.
Okay. Well, I mean, you guys are not under any time pressure, so we can do this kind of quickly here. The harp is not magical. The harp is a construct that she made. And it's telling because the rest of the music in the room was coming from these illusions playing it, but the harp is something that she fabricated for herself.
Neat.
The staff... Legend loring this staff is almost overwhelming. This thing is ancient beyond ancient. This thing was ancient when it entered the lady's house, when it came into her bloodline. But you see that she doesn't receive it in joy, and when she takes it, it's at a memorial. Her father, or perhaps her grandfather, an elder man in her family, was killed in the war, and this was his staff, and it falls to her to wield it now, not because it comes to her next, but because all of her brothers who were in line ahead of her, the male heirs of the house, are also all dead very recently in this war. And so it's with very heavy heart and very little understanding of the type of magic in this staff that she accepts this. And you see the years coming to terms with trying to use this staff and getting out of the mindset of using magic the way she learned it and the way that this staff utilizes it instead.
So do you think this is the source of how she was able to turn aside the armies? Was this not her herself?
Wendy shrugs, but she says, I don't know how to use magic at all, so I wouldn't have that setback.
I mean,
Do you want me to give it a shot?
is there anything about the staff or like we found the 3 scrolls that were not spell scrolls? Is there any information in these scrolls about anything that we have picked up? The ring, the staff.
Do you have any way to identify the scrolls? Because they are magical.
Oh, you just said they were not spell scrolls.
They're not spell scrolls, but they are magical.
The only thing we have we have no way to identify.
Okay. You do find in Daedra study, most of her research has been destroyed in the room. A few scraps that you find that may be useful. You do find some research on the staff itself. When they took the keep, this is long, long after the Lich had been sealed, Lord Taya took the staff for himself and remarks some of the things that the staff can do. He doesn't know the thing's name, but he knows its list of capabilities. And just to kind of put the gas on this, it is a Staff of the Magi.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the fun thing about a Staff of the Magi. It's in the DMG, by the way, all the stats and all the spells that it can do. None of you can use this thing because it requires attunement to a class that I didn't allow you to play.
Well, that's rude.
But, Birdie,
Mm-hmm.
with enough study, you could extract runes from the staff, any magic spell that it's capable of. Just as you could from a scroll or some other source. Or you could just use it as a regular quarterstaff. That works too. It's a magical quarterstaff.
I was just about to say, so it turns out Wendy's not the kind of person to let something be useless. So as my last Kensei weapon, I will be taking quarterstaff.
So, do you want me to... Birdie, do you want me to list off the spells that you have access to in this way?
Is it just what's in the DMG?
It's what's in the DMG. I'll go ahead and list them
Okay.
real quick just so everybody knows. Arcane Lock, Detect Magic, Enlarge, Reduce, Light, Mage Hand, Protection from Evil and Good, Flaming Sphere, Invisibility, Web, Knock, Dispel Magic, Ice Storm, Wall of Fire, Pass Wall, Telekinesis, Conjure Elemental, 7th level Fireball, 7th level Lightning Bolt, and Plane Shift. So those last 4 spells are beyond your capabilities with Runic Magic. They're all level 7. It also has some other powers that you don't know anything about because you don't have a way to identify it, but we'll leave it at that for now. You also find in her stores another ancient text. It seems to be the only other tome that seems to have been preserved from Lady Sana's time. And nobody can read it. It's in a language none of you maybe Birdie does. Birdie, do you read Gnomish?
I think he'd be able to recognize it.
Okay. So you recognize the
under...
script in the text as Gnomish script, but you can't actually read it. But you definitely understand the diagrams in the pages, and it shows a ship, but it's not sailing on water. And flipping through the pages, you see a great gas balloon holding the ship aloft in the sky. And it's a very detailed schematic for how to build this ship, and you don't understand a lick of it because it's in the wrong language, but none of it seems magical. There's a mechanical way to build this kind of vessel.
Birdie is very excited by this, and he is showing everybody. And so does he recognize it as the schematics for a ship that flies, right?
At first, you just see it as kind of an ancient style of ship, a sailing ship, because that's your only frame of reference. But unmistakably, this giant gas balloon, there's a way to have air that's lighter than air that is powerful enough to hold this ship in the sky. And the goddamn gnomes figured it out before you did.
I'm angry. I'm angry about that, but I'm also very happy because I have it and they don't.
They made the mistake of losing it.
Right, they lost it.
Yes.
Studying this book of military history, essentially the days of the war, very detailed descriptions of movement of armies and such against the Lord of Blades. Here's what you glean. The Lord of Blades is one of many of these kind of alien creatures of unknown origin, but what they have in common is they're all fixated on one sort of metal. The Lord of Blades for iron, Mammon for gold, several others for metals that whose names you haven't come across yet. One for obsidian, who the dwarven wizards won a great victory against, so much so that they were able to move this creature's heart far to the south and harness it for their own weaponry, essentially.
That's the Obsidian Spire.
And what you learn is that there is, out there somewhere in the northern waste, somewhere there's a heart of iron, there's a heart of gold, and other precious metals that powered these creatures. And so you learn the location of not only the place where Mammon must draw his power from, but the place where he must draw his power from. The place to hit him hardest. His heart of gold somewhere in the north.
Okay.
So you have essentially a map to this place. And that's it. You guys can leave Voronacht Keep whenever you like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's what we should do. We should probably tell the others of everything that's transpired.
I mean, after, as she's going through the keep, because remember, they would come upstairs to prepare meals and things. It's become apparent to them that the keep will not have a master anymore. The necromancer and the ant keeper have seemed to come to an accord that they will continue to maintain the keep for as long as they can. And how long do you guys stay there before you leave? Before you pack up and take off?
I would imagine we'd at least spend a couple of days kind of processing all the information we've gathered thus far.
Well, how many days? Because you're going to be able to take that much downtime.
Birdie would want to identify all the potions we found. We found 4 of them.
Okay.
He would want to test the magic ring by probably slipping it on Raazu's finger when she wasn't looking.
Is Birdie ready to take some? Is Birdie ready to take some radiant damage?
Well, you will be asleep when I do this.
Okay. Go ahead. And which potion do you want to do?
All 4 of them. We'll start with V.
Okay. Go ahead and make that check.
I said I was going to try and get that spell down, but apparently Birdie's going to murder me with a cursed ring.
The ring's not cursed. It doesn't hurt you at all. It's just on your finger now. So you can take as much downtime as you want.
That's a 23.
Potion V and W are identical.
Uh-huh.
They are both potions of clairvoyance.
I'm going to go ahead and roll 4 checks then.
Okay.
Oh, there's a nat 20 on the first day.
Okay, so you can add Aura of Vitality to your known spells.
Excellent.
That's a 9 plus 13, so
For
10 to 23, yeah.
For Potion U?
That would be, yeah.
It is Oil of Etherealness. And you realize after drinking this, you're not supposed to drink this. You're supposed to kind of smear it on your clothes and body to gain the benefits of Oil of Etherealness.
Okay. And then the last one is... It's also a 23. I'm rolling really bad today.
Where are you testing this last potion out?
Where am I testing it?
Mm-hmm.
We'll say I'm outside in the courtyard.
Okay. And you test these potions by kind of sipping just a couple of drops. And this one burns your throat immensely. And just by reflex, you retch it out. And as you do, a gout of just burning hot phlegm exits your throat and splats on the ground and smolders for a second. This is a potion of Wall of Fire. If you drink this, you will immediately vomit the spell Wall of Fire, just as you were normally casting it. However, the process of doing so will deliver the full damage of the spell to you as well, because it's coming out of your mouth.
That's incredible. Ocean. That is incredible.
Wait, you get a reflex save against it?
No.
Reflex save to not drink it.
Now, what about the bag? It weighs 2.5 pounds.
What do you do with it?
Specific. I don't know. I'm gonna dump it out in the ground.
Okay. Let me get my DMG to see what the hell that does, because that sounds pretty funny.
They're all liches.
Bag of liches.
Your bag
the
of liches.
worst type of bag of tricks.
Bag of devouring.
Bag of trickier.
So that's the first thing you try, is you just upend the bag?
Well, I mean, like, I don't have any indication really that it's a special bag. I'm just going to kind of I'm not going to just dump it out like willy-nilly.
Well, that's what you said. You said you're going to dump them out. So what do you actually do?
I am trying to empty the bag, but kind of on the steps here, to kind of see what's in it.
You're emptying the bag by just pouring out the contents of the bag?
Yes, but
and it feels like it's full of marbles?
Yeah.
Let's get a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Raazu's nowhere near this. You don't deserve it if you're going to force a ring on my finger.
That's a pass.
It's a pass?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't even need to roll damage. A number of beans spill out of the bag and explode on the ground in a 10-foot radius.
Exploding beans?
Well, they were exploding beans. You just exploded them all.
Right.
They're exploded beans.
They're exploded beans, and now the bag is empty.
Right, okay. Awesome.
So how long are you guys staying at the keep in terms of days?
What about the ring that Birdie forced on my finger?
It's on your finger.
Sleeping, apparently.
It's there.
Raazu scowls at Birdie when she wakes up and realizes that it's on her. Because I imagine Birdie's just watching Raazu like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Is she purple?
Adrex is reading the book in all of the downtime.
Okay.
Because now he's kind of fascinated by it.
Is Wendy continuing training and Red is continuing making potions for this time?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Raazu attempts to do the same kind of thing she did when she attuned to the Holy Adventure. She tries to meditate, channel the same kind of energy into the ring that she does with her smites, like she did with the weapon.
Well, it's not a Holy Avenger ring.
Well, I mean, obviously.
So you attune to the ring?
Yeah.
Okay. That happens.
Okay.
I'll legend lure the ring just to see if it's anything cool.
It's a magic ring, but it's not a legendarily magic ring.
Alright, and I'll let Raazu know that. I'll say, it's just like... It's
Okay.
cool, just not like legendarily cool.
Its magical
I
effect
see.
is that it radiates magic.
All right. Question mark ring is now on my attuned item list. I now have 2 tuned items. There was one other spell that I wanted to research, but I've been relying on Treble for symbols.
Well, he's somewhat exploded at the moment.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm not sure exactly what the symbol would be for the spell Zone of Truth, because that's the other spell I wanted to pick up.
Okay, so we're calling it like a week, 7 days.
Sure.
Let's call it like a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is taking the staff?
I think
Wendy.
Wendy was.
Wendy's taking the staff.
I'm gonna hit people with it.
This is the worst use of a staff of the Magi. In his
Hey,
We
she's
already
just followed.
to an NPC that did this, so
I mean,
Is it?
Factal Reese carried a staff of the Magi that she bonked people with.
That's true, she did. But
She learned it from me.
I didn't come up with that dumb shit. That was in the books that she did that.
Apparently, Winnie taught it to her, I guess.
Let me get... I'll look at what the spells and the DMG mean, because I don't remember them.
Okay. Hey, everybody go ahead and resolve 7 days of downtime. The last day before you leave, as you guys are packing up your sledge, your elk to... Are you taking the harp with you? I know there was...
The harp's not magic. No, we'll just leave it.
Okay.
They might have used for a
I think
harp.
we should. I think we should because we should take it to Breniar.
yeah, I agree.
That's what I was thinking.
Does Brenier want a harp?
No, but he might be able to.
You might want something to remember his estranged ex-daughter-in-law by.
That's
What
fair.
about all of the stuff in the treasury downstairs?
I mean,
It was just mostly money, right?
Lots of very carefully organized coins, but there was a lot of gold bars, cut gems, art items, and things.
I would actually like to take some of that money to make some better poisons.
Okay.
but I have an idea for what he doesn't take. If
How much
In-
does one of these cost?
In total, there's 18,000 in gold coins,
uh-huh.
1,800 in platinum coins.
Okay.
Those coins are in the polished wooden chests. There is
are we
800 gold worth of gold bars, 2450 worth of gems, a full set of jeweler's equipment, like a jeweler's kit, and 4550 in various art items.
Can I take 2450 of that to make magical poisons?
As long as it's not the gems, because I'm taking those just in case.
Raazu wants to take some gems too.
Take whatever you want.
You can split the gems with me. I'm just taking them in case. I've heard that they're useful for magic shit. I don't know what kind of magic shit. I don't know who could do magic shit.
All right, I'm gonna spend my 7 days of downtime every night. I'm gonna make a poison of sickening radiance.
Okay.
Those are 350 each.
So when everybody has gotten all of their stuff, I'm going to when I'm not helping Wendy, I'm going to start carting the various monetary things
Mhm.
up to the window, and I'm going to start shoveling it out into the city.
Would you like to repeat what you just said, please? I'm not sure that I heard you correctly.
He said he was going to throw pennies off of the Empire State Building.
So these heavy
No.
gold bars, you're just
No, not-
chucking them out the window?
No, because Birdie probably couldn't lift those.
I mean, you're going to incite a riot.
He's
Right.
throwing pennies off the Empire State.
These
Building.
aren't pennies. These are gold
It's
coins.
the metaphor.
They're still going to kill someone.
It will absolutely incite a riot. There's no way this doesn't cause like loss of life, damaged
Oh.
property. This
guy, and it's like that's an evil act, man.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I didn't think that.
I
through.
picture Birdie standing there, just with a handful of gold, looking out over the city like, it'd be so
Can we just
easy.
Can we just take a
He throws
short
exactly
sidebar?
one, so someone will just be confused.
Can we take a short what?
Imagine
Sidebar for myself in Treble because I really want to figure out this rune for zone of truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll call the session there, but feel free to go ahead and drop your zone of truth while I do the straw poll and stuff.
Okay, so I've got that far so far. Second level spell. We've seen second level spells, right?
Yeah, it's literally just 2 lines.
I feel like
It's
every
like-
time we're not looking at Birdie, he just sticks his head through that window and just shouts at the city, "I am your god."
It's like
And
that,
no one can hear him over the wind.
Like
I don't know what the this side part would be like what would be on the outside of this part, and I'm not sure what the
Oh.
bottom would be.
Where are you drawing this? 'Cause I don't see. that.
Right here on the table.
Oh yes, because green is really contrastive against blue.
Well, I'm
Alright.
sorry, that's the color I was given. Trouble. I can't change who I am.
I'm gonna go dark for 2 minutes, guys, while I tally up some stuff on my end. I'll be right back.
Look, I'm red.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Calm
Anyway.
your tits.
Never mind.
Calm your tits. Calm your tits.
Give me. I'm working on it. Give me a sec. So what? Tell me what the
It's
what-
an enchantment spell.
enchantment. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I need you to move some of these dice. All right. So enchantment is
Which zone is it? Is
it's
it that
this. This. And then a level 2 spell would just be 1 line like this. And then, of course, the top would be whatever Osprey, which I think is this.
one? Yeah, it's the little halo thing right here.
And then,
Yeah.
Zone of Truth, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's this.
Oh, it's gonna be that one. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I just have to get a reference for it real quick. All right, there it is. Oop, oop. This is so terrible.
All right.
It looks about right. Yeah. Thank you, Treble.
You're welcome. Thank you for stopping me from like throwing pennies off of the.
Let's see. So we have who's the most creative today?
Uh.
And who was for the party's goals today?
Nobody helped. Nobody did anything.
Right.
Oh.
So creative. Let's go with.
Listen, I'm gonna say that I figured out that ring wasn't harmful.
No, I'm not rewarding you
You
for
good application of Raazu.
that.
No.
I don't consent.
Party goals. Come up with something better, McDohl. Otherwise, he's getting it. Party goals. All you have to do is come up with something better.
I can't. That's the problem.
Raazu for the trying to reason with the Lich.
Sure. No, I'm good with that. Following the
Yeah, I
Lich
think that's
Rider
a
as
good
well.
party goal.
Badass.
All right.
I'm gonna say Raazu again for when we told her to get out from under the tree. She stands next to us, so that I assume we got the benefit of her +2 saving throw.
I assumed he was out of spite, but I'm good with it either way.
Yeah, just because Birdie said to do it, she's gonna stand right there now.
Let's resolve this zone of truth nonsense before anything else.
Alright. Alright, so
What a dumb spell. Why would anybody want this spell?
why wouldn't anyone want this spell? So I just circled it a bunch of times with the orange.
Why don't you just trust people?
Because she's been around Birdie for a year and a half.
What happened to
Yeah.
the Spellcraft Workshop? All the stuff's gone.
Yeah, it got reverted and then it was all broken and
This
fucked
is
up,
the
so-
orange one here?
Yeah.
Yep, the orange one.
How confident are we in this?
Probably about 90%.
90? That high?
I trust Treble. He helped me with this one.
So if it's not it, are you going to yell at Treble?
Nah, I trust with us.
This is the glyph for Zone of Truth.
Hooray! That's an 18, so I can make subsequent checks at advantage. You said we're staying put for 7 days?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I already spent 1 to identify, so that's 2. Day 3. There's my 20 right there.
On the last day, Birdie wants to actually learn one spell as well.
What spell?
Healing word. So I'll just draw that quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn one as well, but I'm having a hard time because
Because
destroyed
Spell
Spellcraft
Workshop's
Workshop.
trapped.
What are you trying to learn?
Protection from stuff.
protection from
Protection
stuff.
from evil and good.
What?
I'm just gonna go ahead and erase this. So that way everyone doesn't...
Protection from stuff.
Uh,
All right, Birdie, where are you
Yeah,
drawing healing word?
I just decided to do this on a whim, so do protection from stuff first, or I'll do it later. One of the two.
Protection from stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to. As far as I can tell, it should have the same. It should have the same glyph as shield, which I've already learned. So I'm just gonna draw that.
Okay, let's see if that's correct.
Location.
Wait. Yeah. And that it doesn't need to have the long one. Yeah, let's go with that.
The pink one over here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not the glyph for protection from stuff.
What do you guys got for me then for protection from stuff?
Is this the glyph for healing word?
I had
Here.
that on my screen a minute ago, but then you said do protection from stuff first.
Right.
Let me pull that back up here.
I forget. What does the middle of it have to do with anything?
Level.
Not the very middle. The one around that.
So this is the school.
Okay,
So this
I've
is
got
the-
that because it's the same school as shield. What about the bottom?
I have no idea what the bottom does. I just can kind of notice that certain spells kind of have similar things.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep drawing stuff then.
This is not the glyph for healing word.
Okay.
Brick, I'm drawing the really complicated one with all the different pieces.
All right, which one do you want me to focus on first? Because I can't keep going back and forth.
No,
I'm
you're fine.
Drive
Go with
myself
them.
crazy with Photoshop layers here.
I'm trying all the like.
I'll try
complex
again
stuff.
later.
I understand what you're doing with this down here.
Yeah,
Like, I get it,
yeah,
but I'm still gonna make fun of you for it.
sure.
Yeah, it's
How does it go though for protection from stuff?
that is the glyph for protection from stuff.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Protection. It's like stuff in general, like.
It's not evil and good.
Bad hair days.
That's not the spell you're looking for. Evil and protection from evil and good.
No, it is evil and good. I'm just saying, like, if you look at the list of stuff there,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
you're
there's
right.
some neutral stuff on there.
Like aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Like,
Yeah,
it's definitely stuff.
it's just
Tax
stuff.
collectors.
Also, I did on the 5th day learn it.
Okay, so you can add protection from evil and good to your repertoire.
Okay. So, like, we were back to the blips. We were on.
Well, I'm back now,
Already
so
go.
let's get on my schedule.
Let's just start from the top.
Who
Yeah.
wants to make their case first?
Gosh.
I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I've got monastic tradition redirection. Uses the forces that already exist to create your desired outcome.
Mhm.
The most useful use we have for that staff is to hit people with it. And Wendy picked it right up.
That's the most useful use Windy has for it.
No one else is going to be able to cast spells from it.
No, but he can extract spells from it and learn the individual spells if he so chooses.
Oh, absolutely. And we can definitely still do that, though, while hitting people.
Do you just want to hit somebody with a magic weapon that was designed to not hit people?
Yes.
Because I
also.
respect that goal.
Yes. Then I've got good is working for the benefit of something other than yourself,
Mhm.
or just the entire time trying to like figure out, okay, what do you guys actually want? Because I want to help you, but I don't know how. And I'm good with that.
That's just you bringing your modern liberal sensibilities about slavery into the, what is this, 8th century? Because I guess they're more serfs than slaves, but kind of the same thing. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. All I have is a video, so we'll just make that easy.
Oh, okay. Birdie thought he did a terrible job this week, and I agree. Who's next?
Adrex will go.
Adrex.
Yeah. Aspect, signature style, energetic for
Love that
seeing
guy.
the glass golems blind Raazu and then not being daunted by fighting the glass golems.
For the record,
Right up.
if you had tried to fight Daedradaya, you would have fought 2 of those, plus the Arcanoloth armed with a Staff of the Magi at the same time.
Good
That
thing
might...
the Lich took care of that.
She wouldn't have been smart enough to hit people with it, though.
No, she's been casting lightning bolts, and
Coward work.
it's a really mean weapon.
Ideals, it is my responsibility to bring out the good in people as best as I am capable. For desperately trying to communicate anything with the Lich as she was playing recreate my old life throughout the whole castle and sticking to it.
And also from preventing Birdie from just starting to fling handfuls of gold coins down into a human marketplace.
Yeah, that too.
Responsibility to bring out the good, and specifically Birdie.
What else?
Flaws, that sounds like a great idea for watching Birdie magically trip out and then deciding that I want to keep reading this book. So I want that experience. And adrix.livejournal.com with an assist from other McDohl this week.
Okay. Who's next?
Yeah. I'll go.
Okay.
I have Raazu's aspect. When my anger is roused, I have trouble thinking straight, and I fear I might do something for my regret for shutting Wendy up.
Do you actually regret that, though?
Maybe a little, because Wendy's very fickle. Very flighty, if you hadn't noticed.
I just like
Wait,
the idea.
that sounds a little racist.
I mean, a little bit.
The bird woman is flighty? Come on.
Raazu's thing is I fear I might do something I might regret, and then she just never actually does. Never once regretted anything.
I mean, I have her alignment, good and evil are subjective distinctions. What matters is keeping your own ethics.
Okay.
For when Thada started settling into performing duties as a squire, Raazu's like, sure, this is fine. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
I have Raazu's ideal, work hard, play harder. I earn my leisure time, and by Osprey, I use it to my fullest, because Raazu spent a lot of time in study today because something's heavy is coming, and Raazu feels that that knowledge is going to be the key to proceeding from here.
Okay.
I have Raazu's bond. Sword armor is only the beginning of a greater world, but is a necessary first step for leading into that Lich's urges to slay Daedradaya.
Okay.
And then I have Raazu's flaw, taking the advantage I can if will aid my allies regardless of the consequences, for focus on keeping on the Lich. Like, Raazu was on the Lich pretty much the entire time until the end there, when she set up her throne room.
All right. And that just leaves Red.
I don't actually have any.
Okay.
Sorry, I joined late.
Okay, we award 1 for the most creative solution to a problem this session.
All right, so hear me
the
out.
Birdie for good use of Hobgoblin.
We didn't even learn anything either.
We learned it wasn't, fatal.
Mm.
You didn't turn.
Listen,
purple.
Raazu, of all of us, who is the most likely to survive being killed?
Hell was
None of
full,
us have a
so
pocket
they threw
god.
her. So hell was full, so they sent her back.
With a hell put a ring on it. We give 1 blip for who furthered the party's goals the most this session.
Raazu for pestering the Lich continuously.
Who was
Support it.
the badass?
We gave that to
I think we got that far.
Raazu for something. I thought we got to Raazu for something.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna spread out blips if no one speaks up.
I mean,
we gave it
someone-
to
Yeah. I don't-
we gave it to Adrex for continuing to read that book even after Birdie owned himself with it.
And 1 blip for intangibles.
We gave it to Red for getting here late. It's very intangible this session.
Red was the most intangible. And Birdie has our straw poll this week. I'm
Good.
awarding
Now I can spend it on hunger payback.
1 blip to everyone in the party for making sure Thoughta did not die in that combat.
Again, blips are 1,000, right?
They're 1,000, yes.
Yeah.
And for the combat with the 2 glass golems, 1,000 experience for everyone. 5,000 experience split 5 ways. So Raazu, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blips. Wendy has 3.
Yep.
Adrex
Full up.
has 6. Birdie has 4. And Red has 2.
That pushes Raazu to 16.
I'm gonna toss this out there. Staff of the Monkey.
No.
No.
No. You have a week to come up with a better name.
What was the EXP for encounters? Sorry.
1,000.
1,000.
And then a blip for the yep.
Yeah, everybody's getting awarded 1 blip for making sure Thoughta does not die.
What are we gonna do with her?
Same thing we did with Rolf.
Except better because she's actually good.
She's actually
now.
she's worse than Rolf because she's got a commoner stat block. He at least had, I think I gave him like a
He's a
bandit
level
or something.
1 fighter.
Not by the time I get done with her.
So, how about Wendy? How about the Thunder Eagle staff?
No.
Eh,
What's that? Like 2 words?
That's 3 words.
All right, so when we come back next week, we will address the problem of you guys killing all of the patrons of this place, and so all the servants are going to starve to death slowly and freeze. That's fun. And
There's fruit.
you now have all kinds of ancient texts and stuff, and a powerful staff, and a big pile of potions.
Yeah.
One of which gives really bad heartburn.
So yeah, we come back next week. We'll see about this guy Mammon.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for playing, guys. Everybody,
Thank you.
peace out.
Later.
Later.